Is it actually possible to go pro in 7 days in an intense game like Fortnite?
What did he say?
Well, there's many skills to master, and I have been trying for a long time to get my first earnings in this game. I've come to some pretty close situations, but I am going on a grind. For the next 7 days, I'll be doing a practice routine set up by Jiven in this video.
Wow.
So, the routine will consist of Kovacs training, build training, fast-paced creative game modes, and a bit of ranked gameplay. Now, this challenge is not easy. Going pro in only 7 days is very unlikely, but if we can get some good progress, that's a pretty good start to getting our first earnings in solo cash cups, which are coming up again this year, which is 2024. So, sit back, relax, and enjoy the grind as this video is a bomb. We spent a lot of time on this one, so it would really mean a lot if you guys would like and subscribe, as it really supports the channel. And get ready, strap in, because we are going straight into it. So, it's the start of day 1. I loaded up Kovacs. The playlist consisted out of 8 items, which we would go through roughly 3 times each item. It started with a bounce 180, a frozen track, a 1 wall 2 targets, a micro flick, a micro small flick with a 3 millisecond response time, a bit of vertical tracking, a glider tracking, and a thin aiming tracking. We went through all of these each day, and this was the progress we made on the first day with the aim training. Although I basically struggled with everything, there was increases. Seeing as this was the first day of aim training, we are bound to have huge increases in progress, which we did have, but there were our definite strugglers. Anything to do with far flicking or quick reaction timing, I seem to struggle with, especially with this one right here. Day 1 was our benchmark. This is where we see where we're at and how far we are able to get. So we try to make sure to get as much time in to make sure we are warmed up and getting a good benchmark for our progress. Anyways, we finished up aim training after about an hour of sitting in Kovacs. I did take some breaks as this helps me focus, but then we went on to free building. I was free building for about 30 minutes. I was trying to notice where I was struggling, and I definitely realized my edits aren't that smooth. Like, everything feels a bit janky, but we continue to work on this, and you can see the progress that happened throughout the 7 days. I hopped in some creative matchmaking, and damn, I was not playing good at this point. Day 1 wasn't looking so bright. I started off with some forever zone wars, then hopped onto some speed realistics, and then ended it off on 3-player zone wars. Overall, nothing really special happened. I didn't even see him. As you can see, I wasn't very smooth, and a lot of my plays were janky and just, yeah, it didn't flow very nicely. But anyway, we've decided to start working on this. We slowly started progressing throughout the days, so stick around to see how that went. It was time to hop into some ranked. Now, ranked is a very good benchmark to see our progress throughout this challenge. This basically rounds out all our practice and puts it into one session. I didn't include all the matches, but I included some moments of getting some good kills and also where I die just to see the mistakes I make. Now, I started this challenge off with only having like a KD of around 2. Like, I didn't really get too many high kill games in ranked.
stuck. I'm stuck. I'm stuck. Oh God.
So, with day 1 finished off, we headed into day number 2. Day number 2, you can see a lot of progress into the aim training. This is because you develop very fast at the beginning of the aim training. As you're learning something new, this is normally like your peak of improvements. But then your improvement slightly starts to slow down, but there is always a constant improvement and always developing more muscle memory, which is the most important part of aim training. So, when I was training my mechs in day 2, I realized I needed to learn some new things. One of those new things I learned was side jumps into a high wall. And I really started struggling with this, but the more I practiced it and the more I got used to doing the maneuver, I got better and better. And so did I get better and better with everything else I learned in this session.
No.
I went into some creative matchmaking, did the same routine as I did the previous day. I didn't really get any decent opponents in realistic, so we're going straight into the 32 player zone rules where we had some good moments, but damn, there was this insane guy, 1x Vitamin, who was destroying our lobbies. A real struggle for me was definitely bringing in the things that I learned from mechanical training and actually implementing them in my fighting. But I realized that by doing 1v1s, this slowly starts to be feeling more natural. Like the things I learned are starting to integrate way better.
It's a fucking wall, man.
So, here's the small portion of ranked that I'm including from day 2, and you can already see that there are similarities from the aim training and the build training coming into the real ranked gameplay. As you can see, the muscle memory is being triggered in these fights.
Oh, I'm out of mats. Oh no.
So we're heading on to day 3 now, going into our aim training, and this is when I realized something. While I'm aim training, I really struggle to focus. Like I just randomly start mind drifting or just like stop focusing completely on the actual aiming. A good way I battled this is by actually taking a few seconds of break, maybe just go watch a TikTok video and then come back and reset before I start the next session. Unfortunately, I forgot to film the free building, but we went into creative, and this is what we were keeping our mind on. We needed to analyze how we were dying, why we are dying, and how we can improve this in our training. So every time we died, we looked at the build we messed up, the certain like aiming pattern we messed up, and we went back and in the next day we worked and improved on this in our mechanic training and our aim training. On day 3, we played a lot of ranked and we got some insane gains. We had high kill games after high kill games. I'm not going to show you too much of it, but I'll show you one of our best matches, and boy, was it so good. So, heading into day 4, let's look at some of our stats that we have achieved in the aim training so far. As you can see here with the bouncing targets, it actually looks like we are falling off. But I honestly felt way more confident with it, and I felt like I was improving a lot. And with the headshot targets, you can see our average increasing as the days go. I'm just going to throw the rest up on the screen. If you want to get a better look, just pause the video. So, we're loading up Fortnite and we're heading straight into free building. And if you guys see this, like, compare this to day 1, the builds are looking a lot smoother. And this is good progress to be making by day 4 only. So make sure to stay tuned to see what we can reach in day 7. And remember, there's a lot of hours going into this. The parts that make the video are only small portions of what actually happens behind the scenes. It was New Year's Eve today and I didn't have much time to play. So I hopped into creative matchmaking where I got a few good games. I played 32 player zone wars and completed the rest of the routine, but unfortunately I did not have any time to play ranked on this day. We were back at it for day 5. We started our routine off with Kovacs like usual. Nothing special really happening. We went on to our free building, did that whole routine. But the shine of day 5 was definitely ranked. Our ranked was looking so good by now. At this point, we're near the end and we're heading on to day 6 where we start off strong with our aiming routine in Kovacs. I hopped in Fortnite and oh my days, guys. My builds are looking so much better. I'm making 10 times less mistakes than I did at the beginning of this challenge. And man, it's really starting to pay off. The only problem is I'm still struggling to put these mechanics into a real game situation. I mean, in creative, you have way less input lag. I mean, I get 30 less ping in creative than I do in a real game. But damn, like, it felt so good at chaining together good edits and good retakes, one after another after another. Man, the progress is really kicking in. We played probably the most amount of ranked we did in this entire challenge on this day. But before we got to ranked, we started by practicing our fighting in creative like we've been doing the past 6 days. I'm going to try and condense this day as much as possible, but here are our highlights from ranked. I'm going to show as much as possible, but anyway, let's get into it.
I was confident. Oh, it's 2. Dead. Nice.
full
Fucking
champion
right.
medallion. Crack.
Oh.
Nice.
81, dead, right?
105.
Dead.
Guy behind us.
He cracked, one.
I just need to load my shotgun.
Oh, watch out, 28, 20 wide, literally 20 wide. Nice.
So, we have reached day number 7. So what's the verdict? Did this actually help me get any better? Did grinding these practice routines do anything to help me become skillful at the game? Well, for Kovacs, that's a definite yes. My aim and my crosshair placement after using Kovacs has just skyrocketed like a million miles. It's definitely, I really recommend it. The free building and leg training, this really helped make my edits and everything look way smoother. I started making way less mistakes in the fight, even though I don't think 7 days was really enough for me to get really good at seeing my mix is definitely my biggest weak point. But it definitely did improve over the 7 days, and if I keep doing this, maybe I do a 14-day progression for you guys. If you did enjoy this one, maybe we can see an even bigger improvement in my mix. And then for our creative gameplay, this has definitely helped me become way more confident in my fighting. You can see me pushing into players way faster and getting fights done even faster. But anyway, let's round off day 7 by finishing our routine. Unfortunately, I didn't have the most time to get some good rank games in, but I really did feel the improvement throughout these 7 days, and I would really recommend that you guys try this as well to see how it helps you improve throughout the game. I'm going to be trying this for a bit longer and see how it goes, especially leading up to the solo cash cups where hopefully we can get our first earnings. But I really do appreciate you guys watching this video, and yeah, appreciating you staying through the grind. This video really took a lot of time to make, but I really enjoyed making it, and I hope you guys really enjoyed it as well. If you did, please leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Cheers.